evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this call. And allow me to say welcome, everybody. It is Monday evening, and what an amazing evening we are looking forward to have. With WhatsApp being down, Facebook being down, Instagram being down, the whole world just falling apart around us. I can hear people going crazy. Jay, thank you for admitting the people into the room while I'm busy talking. Welcome, everybody. And can you believe it that in this day and age, you have no WhatsApp, you have no Facebook, you have no, what are you up to? What are you keeping yourself busy with? You should be walking like zombies in the street. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You're at the right place. Tonight, we talk NFTs with Craig and Dean. And Craig has got a protege in Dean, and Craig would love to position, and everybody knows Craig, he doesn't need an introduction, but Craig just wants to position NFTs, and then he'll introduce Dean. And I'm not going to prescribe to Craig. I'm going to allow Craig to do what he's best at, and that is serving us as a community. And allow me, in part of introducing Craig to you, is telling you a little about Craig that I know. I've met him in 2017, 2018, roundabout, and he's been in crypto boots and all when I met him. He's been the most into crypto of any person that I've ever known in my whole life. And Craig has just got a passion for people. He's got a passion. He loves, his passion is crypto. He changed his heart and mind and soul and everything crypto, but his passion is for people. And that's why we're on this call tonight, because Craig created a community, and a lot of you are part of that community. And there's safety in community. I've just been in Kruger recently, and whenever there's lion or leopard or anything in the area, the Impala just make sure that they're in a big herd, because there's safety in numbers. And that's what we do in crypto. We make sure that we have safety in numbers. We make sure that we have a community around us, helping us and assisting us and sorting out. And for you to have a soundboard, for you to ask someone when you need assistance. And that's the beautiful part of this. And Craig, I absolutely love you for starting this community with Jason. And Jason is with us on our call every Monday evening, but you are one of those stars that we only get like a shooting star once in 6 months. But Craig, you're absolutely welcome. You moved since I last had you on the call. I understand you now live with one leg in Cape Town and one leg in Gauteng, but all good. And Craig, you are so welcome. It's an absolute privilege and an honor for us to host you tonight on Crypto Talk. And before I ask you to unmute, I'm just going to ask Jason to say 2 words. And I'm throwing, Jason is first of all going to tell you I'm throwing him under the bus, because that's what Jason's doing, whether I throw him under the bus or not. It's just what he's doing, but I am throwing him under the bus. Jason, please welcome Craig on the call.
Welcome, Craig. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, we've had a green candled week. This time last week we had 42,000 on Bitcoin. And if you look at your chart right now, we're sitting on 49. We've had a 15% move in Bitcoin. And in the last 2 hours, the Bitcoin dominance chart has broken to the upside, and all the movers around Bitcoin at the moment. Very exciting times. And the expectation from the clever traders out there is that we're going to have an incredible 3 months going into Christmas. So yeah, exciting times once again around crypto.
Cool. Thank you, Jason. Craig, that leaves us with you. Your numbers are, buddy. It's you.
We're ready, Donnie. We're ready. So, evening, everybody. So good to be back here. So good to see you all again. I see there's a couple of people, and I gave you a call and I said, you know, I really want to have a little chat. It's probably a little bit more informal than what you guys are normally used to, but I just thought that we needed to get it out for 2 reasons. One is that as we started with Jay and I, we started this group, I don't even know when it was, many years ago now, and it just amazes me to see what it's grown to. But those are effectively adults and people that have been involved in business and been involved, you know, where they've been trying to make a life for themselves and trying to get to financial freedom. And we've gone a long way in terms of helping that and protecting people from scams and that sort of thing. The one thing that I noticed is that it always left out. The young people were never part of that. It was always it just seemed, and it is such a complicated market. And I was saying to this is so bloody mind-blowing. There's so much to learn in terms of, you know, DeFi and platforms and blockchains and layer ones and layer twos. It truly is, it makes me feel blessed that we were there in 2016, 2017, and I'm finding that even difficult. But yet, we've always spoken about this mass adoption. Would mass adoption happen in crypto? And I think we're seeing it a lot in the institute amongst the people. And when I gave that call, it was a little while ago that the penny dropped for me about this thing called NFTs, non-fungible tokens. And even though I might sound like I know a lot, Donnie, I still don't know much at all, but I really don't know much at all. However, what I do know is that NFTs are changing the game space in the crypto world. And if there is one thing that is going to bring mass adoption to crypto in the world, believe it or not, it's going to be NFTs, because it is bringing in the young people as well in a very different way. And that's why I wanted to have the chat tonight with Dean. Dean is Sheldon the Sniper's younger brother, and he's following in the footsteps of his brother, but in a slightly different direction. Sheldon is a trader. Dean is going the NFT route. So I thought, we'd put together an informal chat with Dean. It's going to be a little bit difficult because we've got two computers in one room, so we're going to be switching between mics and speakers, but it should all go well. But so what I want to do is I want to talk just a couple of minutes about it, and then what I'm going to do, John, is we'll bring Dean in, and then we'll interview him, talk to him, ask him questions. I want him to chat a little bit about what he's done. His story is amazing, and as I said to you, Don, if you look, I always think that the young people coming out of school today in South Africa, I feel like they're the lost generation. And as much as I had so much passion for our age group a few years ago when we were getting to crypto, my heart has moved into this lost generation that we need to get them motivated and get them going. And can they get going? As an example, young Dean, and I don't mean to be speaking, is here's a guy who's got involved in the NFT gaming crypto space with very, very little knowledge, like literally maybe 2 months worth of experience, possibly 3 at the most, but more like 2, and actually landed up earning over 150,000 Rand a month last last month, by just trading NFTs. Where can a young guy at the age of 20 earn 150 grand in 1 month? And that's the stuff that we want to chat about tonight. So before we get there, let's actually just get into, let me know if there's any questions. I need to share my screen, Don. Is that okay?
You're welcome.
All right. Let me see where we are at. So NFTs, what are NFTs? You hear this word, non-fungible tokens, and everyone's quick to explain that all cryptos as we've known it today, for example, Bitcoin, are what are known as fungible tokens. What does that mean? It means that if I have a Bitcoin and Donnie has a Bitcoin, we can swap our Bitcoins and they're both exactly the same. It makes they have the same value and it is the same token. That is a fungible token. Non-fungible tokens are a type of cryptocurrency that has come into being where each token can actually have a completely different value to another token. And I'm going to explain a little bit about why that happens and how it actually came into being. But now I'm going to get you to just change your mind a little bit and to try to think, how can a token have different value? Let's just think about it, Don. You've got your house there in Pretoria where you're sitting, and I'm sitting in this house, although I don't own it here in Cape Town. We can't just swap these houses. This guy that owns this apartment, he gave a heart attack because this is a beautiful apartment in Sea Point that cost you tens and tens of millions of rand, and you cannot just swap them because the two are not the same. They are different. And that is what non-fungible means. It means I can have two tokens, even though they might run on the Ethereum blockchain, but they have different, absolutely different values. And they might even look so similar. And I'm going to show you what I mean, Donnie. Some of them look so similar, yet they can have incredibly different, bigger and different values. I think NFTs came into being when this little character over here, he was known as a crypto punk. Now, Donnie, these crypto punks were made available in 2017. They were free of charge. You and I were in the industry. All we had to do was spend Ethereum gas, about $3 worth of gas, and we could have owned one of these crypto punks. Okay, but this little crypto punk over here sold for $11.8 million for this picture over here. And this, I think, is what takes the adults and goes, this is ridiculous. How can a picture like this sell for $11.8 million? It just doesn't seem logical. And that's why we're so quick to dismiss it. But yet this has happened in the past. You can go, Donnie, I remember when I was a young kid, I went to Disney World in America, and you could buy an original Disney cell. So it was where they used to hand draw like Mickey Mouse, and they used to flip them in the pages. You can go there and you would pay millions of dollars for that one picture, one cell of a movie. And this is the same sort of thing that we've got here. So I'm going to show you that these things are going to blow your mind, and then I want to quickly talk about how they're actually going to be. So that was a CryptoPunk that got sold for $11.8 million. I'll show you the CryptoPunks and where you can find them, and Dean will show you a lot more about them. Oops, can you still see my screen there? I think this one was definitely caused a big stir. People started taking notice. The next thing that caused a stir was this piece of artwork by a guy called Banksy. Banksy is a very controversial artist, a traditional artist who does paintings and whatnot. It wasn't long ago that Banksy had a piece of artwork that was sold at another auction, and on the fall of the hammer, they built into the frame a shredder, and the guy bought it, and as the hammer hit, the picture fell through the frame and shredded into a million. This was a different kind of a tactic that these guys bought an original Banksy picture for about $30,000. They verified that it was original. They took an absolute perfect digital photograph of it, and on stage, they burnt the original painting, which cost them about $30,000, and then auctioned off the NFT, the digital version of that painting. And guess what? It sold for $380,000. It seems to defy logic that I could have a real painting, burn it, and yet the digital one is worth over 10 times the amount than the original ever did. It doesn't seem to make any sense, Donnie. You want to see something more to blow your mind? Have a look at these things. Ether Rocks. I don't know if you heard about Ether Rocks. This was an early project in 2017. Okay, this was an article that came out just in August, not long ago. Someone just paid $1.3 million for a picture of a rock. It just seems absolutely absurd, but yet the world is moving, and there are things and there are reasons why people do see value in these. It's the same as old baseball cards in America. If you could get an original, old, perfectly intact baseball card in America, you can also pay billions of dollars for it. Let me just see why let me move this part of our screen out the way. Darling, here are the rocks that you can go and buy. These are the Ether rocks. You can go and have a look at them. Have a look at these rocks over here. Do they look any different to each other? Is any rock particularly different to the other one? Absolutely not. I don't see anything. They look, other than the color, they all look the same. I don't know why the prices are not showing here, but I wanted you to see the prices of these rocks. And they're all showing up with size now. But I know that rock number 0 is selling for about, I don't even want to guess it anymore, 10,000 Ether. No, it must be more. But these are the rocks that people are selling at what you saw at $1.3 million. Why? Because this was an original piece of artwork done in the 2017s. Everyone thought it died. There are only 100 of these rocks, and this is what they cost if you want to own one of them. So where did this sort of thing come from? I want to show you another one over here. And this is very recent. This guy called Gary V. I don't know, you must have heard of Gary V. He's a motivation speaker. He sold these NFTs. Donnie, you and I could have bought these NFTs not long ago, and they were actually reasonably cheap. I actually did very seriously think of buying one of them because it allowed you to go to one of these talks. And every single year you can go and you can attend conferences if you own one of these things. One of these little pictures that look something like this sold for over $400,000 this weekend. Where did NFTs come from? NFTs came from the case that someone at one point wanted to put art on the blockchain. Believe it or not, it went right back to 2013 on Namecoin. Or what was the first Namecoin? It was the first crypto outside of Bitcoin. They tried to create an NFT project on that. It kind of failed because you couldn't even get pictures on, but that was the first sort of recorded data that had happened. Then when Ethereum actually launched, when they actually went to their first conference after the IDO of Ethereum launched the first, there was a set of, but none of the stuff is really known. But when you look into where was the first record, so NFTs came from people trying to get artwork onto the internet. The first proper, what appears to be recorded case where this was done was a project known as Curio Cards. Gene is going to show a little bit more now. It's on OpenSea, but Curio Cards is widely known as being the first set of 32 NFTs that came out, and in fact the very first NFT that is reputed to be created. I'm just going to see if there's one here for sale on OpenSea. Is this Apple over here? And believe it or not, these are still so cheap, Donnie. 6.4 ETH. You can buy the original. There's only, I don't know how many copies of them are. If you go into Curio Cards, you can find them. But there's only a very limited number. There's a maximum of 2,000 of any one of these cards. But that was the first NFT as we know NFTs today. Believe it or not, came from something known as Curio Cards. After Curio Cards, it actually left which were these projects that you could get for free, and you could have got these for free. That was the kind of second project that is known. The third one that we definitely heard about with the production. Have you seen what these Ethereum kitties sell for now? What these crypto kitties actually sell for now? We can go and pass this over here and look at. Let's just see if it's loading. My internet seems a little bit slow. And have a look at what people are looking in terms of ETH for their crypto kitties over here. You know, a million ETH, there's some of them here that are 10 million, 100 ETH, 100 million ETH. These are the kind of numbers that were. So that's a very big overview of what these are. But probably when you look at it, you still think, man, this is so confusing. Why would anybody in their right mind want to buy something like this? And we have to look beyond this and see that this is actually the changing of the crypto world as we know it today. And let me give you a very good example. There's a project that came out last week. In fact, I actually invested in it in the early stages. I'll have to do my research. And there's an NFT project that's come out that allows you almost in terms of managing your will if you die. So you can create an NFT. I can attach a bunch of cryptos like a portfolio to that NFT. I can get that NFT sent to my kids, okay, after when I die, and then the NFT is actually time locked at the age of 25, that NFT will open up and reveal the cryptos that are inside of them. That is a very real application of an NFT. I was busy looking at another project that is actually coming out in the next 3 or 4 weeks called Photochronic, where they're creating an NFT. You can take all of your personal saved on an NFT, and that has got all your personal particulars of all your education, everything that you've done, your blood types, and all your medical records, the things you spoke about in the past on an NFT that can actually be just sent around the world so easy, but it's perfectly safe and secure in your hands. Think of what we've been going through with COVID now. So better now, sports players have gone and created moments of themselves in sports things. There's an app that's coming out now for celebrities where they can take pictures of themselves on a club, and immediately it makes an NFT, and they can offer out to their fans, and their fans can actually buy it. Think of a rugby team, think of any of the Blue Bulls, whatever. If they start selling NFTs and you have different, the more NFTs you own of their players, gives you more access to maybe meeting them on an annual basis or anything like that. Everything is going to be moving to NFTs. The ownership of property. Think of the records of property around the world, especially in third world countries, where they lose the accuracy. Once it is registered on an NFT and ownership and it's on a blockchain, it cannot be disputed anymore. That is another great application. I was having a look at others. Smoke marijuana. The reason I brought a stoner cat, Donnie, is that there are only 10,000 of these cats, and they are creating a proper movie. And it's not just arbitrary people. The guys that did one of the Pixar Disney movies, Toy Story 2, are creating this movie. And guess what? My cat is going to be in that movie. And guess what? I can only watch that movie if I own my cat. How's that for changes that are going on? So these are the kind of things that are happening. I'm going to end off now because I really want to get Dean on. So there's a lot that we can talk about. We should probably chat a lot more at another stage and delve more deeply into how the Ethereum protocol got modified to allow changes that you can have, one coin actually having a different value to another. But I think that one of the biggest applications and the use cases for NFTs where I see change and where my passion is with the young folk that can get involved in gaming. I'm sure there's a lot of people on this call that have kids or know of someone or maybe yourself that play these games like Fortnite. A friend of mine's daughter plays Fortnite and she's always hitting the father's credit card for these skins and these kind of things. And I had a big talk to one of them. I said, so you have a skin. So what is it? Can I sell that skin to someone else? No, it's only my skin. Everything you bought on the original games were only to be used in those games because the creator of the games kept the money. NFTs now change everything because any personal piece of clothing that I might get, it might be a sword that I use or some sort of a dagger or a shield or whatever, are NFTs that not only can be sold to other players, they can actually be ported to other games. You can take your fancy skins and your fancy stuff with you. More than that, you can actually group them together, create a character and sell the whole character. People can actually make games. We interviewed a guy from America who was in March this year. He was in $30,000 worth of debt, a student that came in America in March of this year. When we interviewed him, it was probably about a month ago. The guy had made over $1 million real hard cash profit young 20-year-old from playing what are now known as play to earn games, where you own the NFTs and you can sell these NFTs and you can use these NFTs, whether they be clothes, whether they be weapons, whether they be superpowers, whether they be whatever. This guy went from $30,000 debt in March to $1 million. Guess what? It's actually, they are learning more education in these games than they ever learned at university. Why? Because he can actually rent his NFTs out because he owns it, and some other guy needs that power to win a game. He can rent that NFT to that guy, and it's all in smart contracts. That guy uses that sword or whatever, does the battle, pays him back, gives him interest, and these guys are learning about real world finance through this. They are educating each other in how to go into battle and how to play these games and creating. I mean, this guy's educating, I think he's got over 100,000 students that are all now earning money as well in third world countries. And this is where I want to see us go in South Africa. So with that, I'm going to introduce you to Dean. As I say, Dean got brought into this. He was a gamer. He and him started getting into the NFTs. Obviously, at that age, what work do you do when you're coming out of school? What is there to do for the young folk? And he got into this. I want him to tell his own story. Where could this thing go to, Donnie? I just see that we could have little clusters, maybe one here in Cape Town, maybe one in Pretoria, maybe one in Joburg, where young folk can get together and start discussing and getting involved in these games because they understand these games. I don't understand it. I'm happy to put my money and buy assets. I'm happy to buy swords and I'm happy to buy decks of cards and all these other kinds of things, but that they can use to actually start earning money. We can both, adults and our young teens in there, can actually really benefit and make money in this. So with that, I'm going to bring Dean in. I'm going to switch off my mic so that he can talk with his mic. But as I said, he literally in 1 month made 150,000 Rand. If I could show you, Johnny, we went to his flat. He's got an apartment here in town, in Cape Town as well. We went to his apartment today. It is beautiful. I'm telling you, you cannot believe how beautiful this apartment is that he's got. Fully furnished, that a young 20-year-old guy has paid for, bought with his own cash, with his own money, that all came out of NFTs. So with that, I'm going to introduce you to Dean. Dean, welcome, buddy.
Hi, Craig. Thank you. Yeah, so pretty much my name's Dean, and I started NFTs about 3 months ago. And I just sat, researched, did my time, and ended up making quite decent money. And what I want to show to you guys today is pretty much how we can do that. Yeah, okay, there we go. So yeah, guys, pretty much what I did is this. So there's a website called Rarity Tools, right? It's a website where you can find and see all these different NFTs and find different rarities, because that's what is involved in the NFT space, is that your NFT is not the same as someone else's, but your NFT's attributes could pretty much be rarer than others, and that gives it extra value. And that's what people look for in these markets and everything. Yeah, I invested into this crypto NFT called CryptoDads, and they had a really good roadmap. So anyway, they were pretty much saying that they were going to create a Netflix series out of this and adopted this project early. So I did my research on it, and they said they were coming up with a Netflix series of this, and Netflix is really big, so it's something you want to get into. And yeah, so I bought it for pretty much 0.4 ETH and made 2.2 ETH out of it. And yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna interview, jump in as well and just start asking questions. This is Dean's first time that he's ever presenting to anybody, guys.
Yeah, sorry.
He's doing absolutely, just being here, he's doing well, man.
Okay, Dean, so you spoke about something called lake. Can you, Donnie, is the sound all right?
We have an echo. Both computers must not just have sound on. If you just...
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Donnie. I'm going to jump onto the Zoom on my phone, and then I'm going to join. And then I'll get in a different room. Is that good?
Cool. Thank you, Craig. So, ladies and gentlemen, while they sorting out their sound, because they're in one room in a place in Cape Town, because they couldn't find good enough signal somewhere else, and so we just wait for them to do that. Jason, while they do that, quickly talk to us about the market.
Thanks, Donnie. Thank you very much. Yeah, as I said earlier, Bitcoin is moving, things are happening. And if we just have a look quickly at the day chart and I think last week Monday was around about the 27th. We were down here at about 42,000. We came back and tested that 41 again, and then we had a massive breakout based on an announcement from the United States that they're not going to ban crypto. And we had a big candle here on the 1st of October, which was 4 days ago on Friday, of $5,000 that pushed us right from 43 right up to 48. And we broke through all these resistance points on the way up here. We had a whole lot of moving averages here that were acting as resistance, and we broke right through them. And you can see right now in the last couple of hours how we have carried on moving up now at 49,000. If I go on to the weekly, you can see that we're in this channel, this falling channel since March this year. So March, April this year, we've been in this falling channel. And it's actually a bearish channel because is a 68% chance of a break to the upside versus a 32% to the break to the downside. So if we can break out this white channel, then we're going to see a massive move in Bitcoin. What I also want to show you here is that if we look at the dominance chart, and the dominance chart measures what is Bitcoin in the total market versus the other alternative coins. So it measures itself against every other crypto out there. And currently we sit here at 42% total market cap for Bitcoin versus obviously the 58% of the rest of the market. But we've been in a bit of a channel in the last couple of days. We've broken to the upside now, where you can see that Bitcoin is becoming more dominant here. And if you go onto a higher time frame like the daily, you can see that we are trending up. So Bitcoin seems to be getting more and more dominant. We've been in a downtrend since the 30th of July, and it's been honoring this trend line, and we're starting to break out. You can see we're starting to move out. So it looks like things are happening once again with Bitcoin. And if you can remember last year, October, November, December, if we just have a go look at this chart again, yeah, it was September last year, we were on 10,000. And look how Bitcoin actually moved up in the months of October, November, and December. We had a massive gain right from 10, and it went right up to 36, 35. We had a 3.5-fold increase in Bitcoin over those 3 months. And it looks like the dominance is starting to show a bit of a positive move again, once again, for Bitcoin. The other chart I just want to show you quickly is the stock to flow chart. And this is, okay, so this model gives a indication of what price should be as a model versus actual price. And how it bases the actual formula is based on the amount of Bitcoin in current circulation, which is 18.8 million, versus the number of Bitcoin that gets produced every 10 minutes, which is 6.25. I might just add that out of the 18.8 million that are in circulation, 4 million are actually lost. And they got lost a long time ago, right in the beginning when Bitcoin had no real value, where people lost their hard drives were thrown away because they saw that there was actually no value there. So the circulating number is only around about 14 million currently. And you can see that there's a massive demand in the last year or so for Bitcoin that's really coming out of institutions. And we just go back and look at this model. We currently find ourselves, we're currently at 50,000, whereas the model's saying that we should be at 100,000. So we are way behind what the model's saying. And because of this, the demand increasing and the short supply, we're expecting current price to catch up to model very quickly. And they're talking about in the next sort of 3 months. The guy that actually designed this actual model here, he's saying that by December, we should be at least around about 100,000. So the expectation, once again, same as last year. Hopefully, we're going to see a big move in Bitcoin in the next couple of months. So for those people that are not in crypto, now's the right time to get in.
Cool. Thank you, Jason.
That it is.
Really appreciate you jumping in there. Craig, you are ready. You can go.
Good. Okay, Dean, we're back. So it's Dean's first time that he's ever presenting to anybody, ever, on let alone a formidable team like we've got here with the Crypto School. So I think you can possibly just see me a little bit. Let me just see. Okay, Dean. So is Dean still there? I'm going to guide
yes,
Dean with a
great.
couple of questions. Okay, cool. So Dean,
Yeah.
the first project that you got involved in, I remember Dean came to me and he said to me, hey, you've got to, because he started having a look at these things. I said, if you see anything good, you must tell us what to buy. So we bought these things they were called canine dogs. And we bought these dogs. It was the first time I ever learned about minting an NFT. And we bought these dogs and we sold these dogs and we made some nice money. I think, Dean, what did you go? You in fact, we gave you those first dogs. I said to Dean, because he bought it to us, I think I bought 20 and I think I gave you one. Brett gave you one. I think your brother gave you one. That's basically where you started, was with 3 free NFTs because you actually found the project for us. Am I right, Dean?
Yeah, that's crazy. I even sold them for like $200 each.
Yeah, and that was where he started. Then Dean actually went on his own accord and he found this thing called Crypto Dads. And I actually saw this thing called Crypto Dads, and he said he found it from something called Rarity Tools. But anyway, the story was that you bought this dad, and if you had the dad, you could get a what? It would entitle you to get a what? A mom or something? Or
Yeah, so it was actually a pretty impressive project. It was, so initially you would own a crypto dad, right? And then a few weeks down the line, they were introducing a new thing called crypto moms. But now in order to get the crypto moms, you needed a crypto dad. And then they were also releasing another project like 3 weeks after that called Crypto Tots. And in order to get a crypto tot, you needed a mom and a dad. So along down the line, each project that they came out with became rarer and rarer because you need multiple NFTs to get it. And yeah, it just sets its own value to itself.
and what did you buy that dad for, hey, Dean? What did you buy that initial crypto dad for?
0.4 of an ETH.
0.4 of ETH. And what did you sell that dad for? Because you didn't even wait for the mom, because it went so high, you just thought, no, I'm going to take my profit.
Yeah,
Everyone said, take your profit. How much? What did you sell him for?
2.2 ETH.
And ETH was high at that point, so that gave you what, like $7,000 or something that you'd made off of
$8,000.
And that initially you got from selling your canine cartels, which you got there. So you spoke about this thing called Rarity Tools. Can you bring Rarity Tools up on your website and just show everyone what this thing is? So basically, while you're bringing it up there, when these crypto series are launched, they all, like I showed you those rocks, and all the rocks might look very similar to each other, but in a way, there's something in each rock that is slightly different. And the same with each NFT, there's something that is a little bit different. And it's getting to understand those differences that enable you to get an advantage over everyone. So Donnie, where we do research into coins, these guys do research into the rarity and how good a specific project is going to be. It's the same kind of research that we have to do. So have you got Rarity Tools there, Dean?
Yes. So
can you pick one of the projects, maybe even your dad's, and show what makes one more, or just explain the platform firstly so that people can see what it is. It's rarity.tools is the website.
Sharing screen, but it doesn't seem to be working.
I can see your screen.
You can see it.
We can see your screen.
Okay, cool. Sorry. Yeah, so this is Rarity Tool, guys. So they have a whole bunch of different projects over here. So crypto.
Each one of those is like a crypto coin as we know it, but these are NFT projects. So that have different characters and whatever.
Yeah, so pretty much these are them, right? You'll see each one is unique. Each one has different attributes, and these attributes, like only certain NFTs get these attributes. There's a whole bunch of different, maybe it's a background, maybe he's wearing glasses, and like, as you can see, space helmets. So yeah, and then here, when you enter, you get a rarity score. And obviously, the higher your rarity score, the higher value your NFT has, pretty much. And this is all off of OpenSea. So Rarity Tools and OpenSea works together. So
cool. So OpenSea is the marketplace. So that's like the exchange, eh?
Yeah, OpenSea is the Ethereum NFT marketplace. It's pretty much the leading marketplace for NFTs right now. And yeah, so
you want to show
main
OpenSea
thing
there?
to look out for in projects like these NFT projects is sometimes you need to follow hype. You need to follow what people are all buying. And one thing that I like to see before I look into like all the rarity and stuff is just go into your OpenSea.
And anyone can go into OpenSea. If you've got a MetaMask account, you don't even have to have a MetaMask account. You can go and search what people are selling on OpenSea, Dean?
Yeah. That's it. So I like to go into these stats, right? So this marketplace is great. It's easy. You can see everything here. So I like to see from the 24-hour, see what's doing well, what's upcoming. Sorry.
So this is the same thing. Yeah, while it's refreshing, this is the same thing that we do with cryptos every morning. We go to Binance, we have a look at what coins are moving. You go and have a look at what NFTs are moving, what NFT projects are moving. Am I right?
Yes, pretty much. It's all crypto based, so we all do the same thing. It's just mine is with pictures and game characters and pretty cool, interesting stuff. But yeah, anyway, so what I like to do is just come through here to any project. As you can see, there's these Bored Ape Yacht Clubs. I mean, their floor price is 41 ETH, and that's the floor price is pretty much the earliest, like the lowest amount that you can buy one right now. So this is the cheapest one, which is 41 ETH. And yeah, so that's that. I like to go here in order to see, this is where you see what people are buying. You go here and you just cancel that and you just go to sales. So here you can see that these are a whole bunch of different projects and NFTs, and you'll have who bought it. You'll have a time over here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, you'll have a time over here. See there a minute ago. And you'll just want to scroll through and see, you'll see different projects. And when you see obviously multiple people buying from the same project, you obviously have to pique an interest into it. And
so once you see a project where there's someone speaking an interest, how do you then decide, how do you research it further? Do you go to their website, or
yes,
is it a
yes.
Telegram?
So
Is it a Twitter?
You can just click onto the profile, whatever the NFT, and you'll go here. Sorry.
That's busy loading. So most of these projects that come up with these pictures have about 10,000 tokens. They're known as the 10,000 club. Everything launches of 10,000 variations of everything. Frogs, cats, dogs, dads, moms, clots, flying frogs even.
Yeah. So pretty much you'll go here, you'll see their websites, and this is what a typical NFT website looks like. You would usually mint from these websites, and minting is pretty much just getting your NFTs for retail price on what they will usually have a set price of usually around 0.05 to 0.08 of an ETH, and that's to mint one. And then it will generate a random NFT for you, and obviously the NFT that you get will have a certain rarity, and that's where you'll use the rarity tools and see how rare your NFT is. But yeah, anyway,
so Dean, if I can just stop you there. So basically, when a new project launches, let's just say it was these happy frogs or whatever they call flying frogs, you find out the date that it's going to launch. All of you get together and with your Ethereum ready, and basically at a specific time, you send your Ethereum, and that process is known as minting. But you don't know what you're going to get. You could land up with something super rare, and you might land up with something common. But it's like a big gamble. Am I right?
Yeah, it is. But the crazy thing is that like you see some of these projects like the Bored Ape Yacht Club, that when you minted them, no matter what rarity it is now, still the cheapest one is 41 ETH, and you could have minted that for 0.05 of an ETH. Just understanding the projects that you are getting into and finding the good ones. It's crazy the type of money you can make out of it, because it's just NFTs are at such an early stage right now, but they're taking off. They're becoming a thing. It's something you hear every day. It's going to start adopting to more and more people. And the early adopters benefit from it, like such as the CryptoPunks. The CryptoPunks were given out for free at a stage, and it could have turned you into a millionaire today.
Yeah, absolutely. Dean, what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to try and get a group of people that are really interested, and especially young people together, to start investigating these projects. Am I right? Via, for example, something like Discord.
Yes, yeah. So most of these NFT projects have Discord groups and everything. And it's just good to have a community where you can bounce back and forth like ideas and upcoming projects for people to look into and everything, because these projects are launching every day, and good ones. They all have different ideas. The thing is that the NFT idea is limitless. You can NFT anything nowadays, and these guys are just becoming so creative on how they're making these NFTs.
So some of these NFTs, Dean, are used in a game. So in other words, they might have a game attached to them, and by owning the NFT, you can play the game. Or
Yeah, so that's a
yeah.
big aspect of the NFT. It's revolutionizing the gaming industry. It's crazy to think that playing a game can earn you real money. You can buy yourself lunch after you have just played an hour of a game and earned its digital currency.
Oh, that is crazy. That is truly crazy. Yeah. Donnie, is this stuff blowing your mind? I know we're really much skimming over the top of it, but is it striking a chord with a bunch of people? I can't see what the questions are there in the chat group.
Craig, I'm on Rarity Tools and OpenSea for the first time in my life on my second screen here while Dean is showing us what he's doing, and my mouth is open. I have to regularly tell myself not to drool on my keyboard.
Yeah, Dean, what are some of the upcoming projects that you're seeing? What is going to be launching soon? Let's just throw a little bit out there. What are you looking at that's going to be launching in the coming days? How do you know what's even launching?
Craig, listen, it's a lot of research. You have to scroll through Twitter and you have to dig deep and to try and get these projects early and have a set date in order when to be ready to mint these things and everything. So it just takes a lot of digging, but there's tools like Rarity Tools that help you find these projects, like over here on Rarity Tools. And if you go to upcoming, it gives you a list of some projects aren't as good as others, but it's still going to be listed up here. But it just shows you what upcoming NFT projects there are. And obviously you just got to filter through all the bad ones and actually find the solid good ones, such as this one, which I'm interested in now, is Artifact. Now they're releasing...
So this is where, Dean, it would help by having a community, because you've got more people looking at it. And the same way as we on the morning call look at crypto coins and what they're doing, this is a completely different thing, because you're now looking at a game, at an artwork, at quality of artwork, quality of game, how cool, how detailed the artwork is, and then make a judgment that this is actually just better than the rest, and that's what I'm going for. Like I'm assuming Clonex or whatever this is.
Yeah, so pretty much, like you said earlier, that these games are starting, you can bring one part of the game into another part of the game. So that's pretty much what most of these people are doing. So this project, for example, is an avatar project. So what these guys are doing is they are creating high quality avatars for a game called Metaverse or something like that. And yeah, there's marketplaces on these games, and to buy an avatar, you buying a rarity. Sorry, okay, wait, I'm losing my train of thought here.
No problem. No problem. No, it's difficult to explain this stuff, because it's
crazy to what these things are actually doing. Like, people are playing these games, and obviously they want these avatars, and the rarer your avatar is, the more the people are going to want it. So this is a typical avatar project, right? They put a lot of effort into what they're doing, and they're minting 20,000. So what's crazy is that they have these things called pre-sales. If you're an early adopter of these projects, like such as joining, like being the first 100 people to join a Discord, you will be able to buy these things on pre-sale. And yeah, and not pay such a high gas fee, because that's also one part of the NFTs. Yes, you have to pay gas fees, which is what everyone's fighting about now. But anyway, not about that. You can mint these for 0.05 of an ETH, right? And the public sale, the minting 10,000 at the public sale, the price to EC, but it's most likely to be 0.05. And just to
really, really cool.
This project is and how good it is, and what these projects are doing, like numbers wise. This is the artist's previous NFTs that he had launched, and their floor price is over here. It's 13 ETH. It's crazy how much these things are going for, and they are selling and selling quick. When you find good projects like this, you have to understand that there's a lot of new projects releasing every day, but you just have to filter and find the one good one that's going to make you the good money.
Yeah, so this guy, this is that Artifact. So just to try and draw a parallel to the normal crypto thing, Donnie and Jay, we do a lot of research into a project, and you'll hear a name like Charles Hodgkinson from Cardano, and then whatever that guy's working on, or you begin to know the developers, Andre Cronje, that what they touch turns to gold. It's the same with this guy from Artifact. He's known as, from what I understand, to be the best digital fashion maker on the internet. Am I right, Dean?
Yeah, he's made a huge impact in the NFT space. He's a crazy artist. His stuff's very nice, and he's working with really big influencers, and that's the type of stuff that you got to find in projects. It's just really cool, genuine stuff that people want. And yeah, when you find those projects, it just becomes easy. And it's all it is just being an early adopter into these and actually doing your research and finding these projects.
You've been following this artifact for about since you started. It was probably one of the early, it was one of the very early ones that you found. I know because you showed it to me, and I keep just saying to you, when is this thing launching? When is this thing? Because I want to buy it. Whatever this guy's going to sell, I want to buy. So it's coming up quite soon, eh?
Yeah, it is. They're saying mid-October. Mid-October, so yeah. And it's cool how they do it, because if you had owned one of these previous NFTs now, you would be involved in their pre-sale. And these are something
like making money for nothing.
Yeah, you're making money for nothing, pretty much.
Yeah. So Dean, I think you've explained a lot there. So Donnie, so the idea that what Dean's wanting to get going is he's wanting to get like-minded people, especially young people, but it doesn't matter, who are interested in the NFTs to actually get going. It means that you've got to join a Discord group. These gamers and NFT people, I used to dislike Discord, and now I've had to learn to like it because it's the only place all the info is shared. But he's wanting to get people to join onto a Discord group with him and then start doing the research and just literally start and just see where this thing goes. And so for me, it's an amazing thing with having young people and the folks involved, because the young people can say, listen, I've seen this project. I really want to get this. I think it's good because of this. And you as the parent could say, yeah, I want to, I'll put money towards it, and get the younger guys going in it, because it does require a bit of money to get going. Even though you've done amazingly well just with those 2 or 3 that or 4, can't remember, of the canine cocktails that we gave you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Craig, I 100% agree with you. And I would really apply my mind and see how we can help and log into and get the community. So if Dean can get a Discord or something going where we can just send people to attach to him. And guys, girls, it's important that we just hear what Craig said, because he said it and it might be sound between the lines and maybe you didn't hear it. Is a lot of these younger people need the ETH to buy some of these weapons, some of these backgrounds, some of these whatever characters to use in their games. And you can buy them and rent it out to them. So if we can create a community and see what's the need in the community for these young people, what they need to go make money with by playing these games, by using these different artifacts, we can actually buy that different artifacts, the people with some ETH in their accounts. And without you knowing what's happening, one of these gamers will use your tools or artifacts or whatever in the game, and they will rent it from you. So you make money, they have the tools to go win the game, they make the money, and together we can make money, and we can help them to acquire their NFTs like Dean has done. And the spin-off is we get them going and they feed us information so that we know what to buy. Because for me to go do this research, I've been through here and I already found 2 that I want to buy, Dean, 2 projects that I want to get into. They already told me that you have a Discord on your phone. You have to get rid of the Discord on your phone before you can have another one. But I need to go see what to do about that. But yes, you've opened a whole new world for me tonight. Thank you. And Dean, please take the lead through Craig. Tell us in the community what will be the contact is. I see there are people in the chat box asking, how can we get young people to connect with you? I have some of them on the call that I know personally, that I invited, that's on the call, that I would like to talk to you and get in contact with you, which are serious game traders, and get them going for you to help guide them, but them being part of your team as a mastermind, everyone helping someone else, everyone helping everyone else. And we can make a lot of money out of NFTs.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do it. I'm down.
Dean, what is the Discord group? It's called, what is the Discord group's name?
The Discord group is Dean the NFT Commander Server.
Is it possible for you to type that for us in the chat box, Dean?
Sure.
Because then everyone will get it right.
Yeah.
And keep asking on Donnie's group and on the morning groups that we make sure that you get you and your friends in. But it really is a very exciting space. It's just different, Donnie. We thought cryptos were difficult. Now you're starting to deal with rarity and all kinds of things that we hadn't considered before. And level of artwork and how good the artwork is. But wow, it's like mind blowing when you see what's going on in the space. I think Axie Infinity, the price of the coin itself, I think it hit $120 or $130 this past weekend. That coin started off at nothing. And they've done, I know, over $2 billion in sales. Have traded, NFT hands have traded with the gamers on the actual game, eh? $2 billion, Donnie. We're not talking small fry here. This is real money, eh?
Sure, it's amazing, Craig. And Dean, you've typed, okay, there I see you NFT command on this Discord channel that you've just sent me now, eh?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, let me just quickly copy that. I just don't know how that's going to work because, okay. Cool. So I have that. I'll make sure that I have that. And there are people asking about the recording because we could not do Facebook Live. You cannot go to Facebook Live. I will wait until Zoom render this recording, which will be early tomorrow morning. I will cut the video and I will put it on the Crypto School. So if I just quickly share this with you, and if you want to watch this recording, you will have to go to this page. And the page, the website page is, let me just get my mug out of the, and then TheCryptoSchool.co.za, that's our web page. If you go to this web page and you just register here under the free stuff, if you just put your name and email address in there on the right, there on top, you see there's free stuff. And this video will appear around about lunch tomorrow. This video will appear there under free stuff. So you don't pay anything or anything. But this video will be available for you to go and watch under free stuff. All you do is subscribe to access the free stuff. The moment that you subscribe, you have access to the free stuff. You click on the free stuff, and this page will open. And I will put a new one in there saying NFTs. And I will start a whole new one here on NFTs on our webpage, specifically for this group, so that we have a place to go and add all the videos in one place. So thank you, Dean. Thank you, Craig.
No, pleasure, man. And thanks. And then Dean can do he can do a weekly Zoom with these guys. They can do it ad hoc. They can do it once they're on the Discord. They can just get going.
Yeah, so that's what it's all about. Community. Let's do this together.
Absolutely. Dean, very well done. I know you were so super nervous, buddy. You did extremely well. I want everyone in the chat, just give us a rating from 0 to 10, how much you enjoyed the call with Dean. Just put in the chat there. Let him just see how it looks. Let him see how it came across. Let's see the numbers pop up there. He needs to know. He needs the feedback. His first time, Dean, well done. To actually just step onto a stage and do this thing. Extremely well done, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Craig, you always have space on this platform should you need it. Dean, you're most welcome whenever there's something you would like to share, even if you just need 5 or 10 or 15 minutes on an evening to come and share something specific, come and talk to the community. Talk to me, we will put you on. You're always welcome. Thank you very much. You've broken new ground for us tonight. Absolutely new ground. I don't have any seed in the ground in the space yet. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much.
Cool. Thank you, Dean. Craig, last words from you.
I think this is an amazing space. It takes us to the next level. It gives us a way to literally change people's lives. I'm seeing how it's impacting. There's a whole group of people that sit here in Cape Town already, and we're literally seeing it. And I know it's a whole lot for us to learn, and we never truly will understand why someone will pay 11.8 million rand for that crypto punk that wears a COVID mask. But you know what, Donnie, maybe one day my angels are going to look after me and I'm going to pick that crypto punk. He's going to come up. I'm going to mint something like that in the future that's going to be worth a couple of $1 million, eh?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And just for the fact that you could see that he's got a COVID mask on. But no, I agree. And Jason, we just have to start minting these new projects. We have to pay the gas fee to mint these new coins, and somewhere along the line we're gonna hit the gem, Craig.
You know what it's like, and that's why I got into it. I think when I got into it, and I see Deborah's here on the call, and I sent her the first one that I bought, and I paid point something of a 0.3 of an ETH. I think it was $1,000. It was $1,300. Was the first one I bought, and I showed people this picture of this cat, and I said I paid $1,300, which is about, I don't even know. This was a lot of money, like 30, 40 grand. And people said, "Are you mad?" And I said, you know what, unless you actually put your money down, you're not going to start learning about this. Just so happens I bought a very unrare one for that amount of money. I could have done a lot better. And that's how I learned about rarity tools. But Donnie, that's where it starts. That's where the journey starts.
Thank you, Craig. We really appreciate you. And we appreciate your energy and what you bring and the wisdom that you bring to this community and your servant heart. Thank you very much for that. And we really appreciate that.
Cool. And have a good night, everybody.
Cool, thank you. Jason, you have the last word tonight. Come on.
Yeah.
Do us a nice good night here tonight.
Thanks, Donnie. Yeah, Craig and Dean, thanks very much. I must be honest, it's a space that I've not even put my big toe into yet. But what I've seen in the last hour really blown my mind. And yes, I'm definitely going to start investigating and see if we can maybe buy one of those NFTs. I think it's looking like it's definitely the way of the future.
Jason, we don't have to go buy those expensive ones. All we have to do is follow and get the new projects and be the first one to mint some of these at 0.14, 0.8 ETH to pay the gas fee to mint them. And then they will go to market and we will be the ones owning them.
Absolutely. Yeah. But it starts with a bit of an investigation and get about NFTs before I even start dabbling with any money there. Yeah, thanks very much. I think we definitely, as you alluded earlier, I think we're on the start of a journey with these NFTs. So very exciting space to be in. And thanks everybody for joining tonight. Thank you very much for hosting. And Craig and Dean, thanks very much once again for coming onto the show.
Cool. Thank you, Jason.
Cool, thank
you. Ladies and gentlemen, it was an absolute privilege hosting you, as always, with the best of the community in the room. It cannot be, Craig always say, it cannot be, how can it get better than that? So tonight we had a how can it get better than that call. So thank you, everyone. Have an amazing evening, and we trust that you'll find 1 or 2 NFTs to print in the week ahead with loads of green candles in the market. Have a blessed one. Cheers.